Oh, by the way, if you'll notice when you see Blueberry, Iris Adrian is in it. Wonderful gal. She was great as a secretary in Brooklyn. And this is Paris, France. You'll hear the accent. I love Iris. We were great friends. But anyway, Jean Parker was the one that I loved her at Sequoia. That was what she was beginning. And then, of course, Gordon Wood was the stand-in for John Carradine, and he did more films back to the camera because something would happen between the dressing room and John getting on the set. He was going through his period of snorting and carrying on an Shakespearean period. I know we used to go down to the canteen. They just built the canteen about this time. It was 1943-44. I had just been released from the Air Corps. They didn't like fevers, and I got a fever. I got a PFC thing, and then I got a fever. We had to unload a whole plane that had come in from the South Seas with chicken feathers. And 8 of us went to the hospital with this fever. 9, they did them in the back there, taps in my spine, but they still couldn't find the cause. So they sent me home. But anyway, and then I went to work at George Pell. And I was working at George and Pell when I did the first thing with John. And then I met Mr. Ulmer on the set, and he said he was thinking about doing Bluebeard. And it's going to be this gorgeous production with all these costumes. It's going to be in Paris, France, 1800 something. And I'm going to send you the music that we just recorded. I got it. It's all in English. For a song that was written in France, in Paris. Actually in France, originally, Gounod wrote them there, but they translated to English. And then, the guy that you'll see at the side of the stage that has a little orchestra actually did the music for George Pell. I can't remember his name, but the sets for our particular sequence, the epithiosis, by the way, that's when she's down and going to go to hell and that she's in heaven, and was done by Johnny Neapolitano. He also did this other sets for the thing, and he also worked at George Pell. George Pell Studios was 8 blocks east of PRC, and everybody kind of did jobs both places. And I'll get through this and show you some things in a minute. Wayne Barlow and I worked together at Robinson's doing Dumbo. We produced it after Disney, before it got into the regular theater. And we also had done a few years before Snow White. And Wayne was a genius. He should have been a watchmaker. He made some of the finest puppets that were ever built, mechanically speaking. And one of the things, a film had been made called I Am Suzanne at Fox before it became 20th, and with Lillian Hervey and Gene Raymond. Gene Raymond was down the ladder. He hadn't married yet to our wonderful singing star. but he was not top rate at this point. And they did a big puppet show in the thing. Gene was supposed to have made it. But all the puppets were so ugly that the staff people had to come in and redesign them. They couldn't photograph them. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, they were made by the people who later owned the Turnabout, the Yale puppeteers. So Wayne had this thing. If we do a movie, we must make it so you can get the camera on a close-up. Everything had to be made beautifully and well done. It not slopped together like a lot of the things that they had them at Warner Brothers and Paramount and so forth. And unfortunately, Wayne had 4 nervous breakdowns, and I had to finally decide not to have him as a business partner. And but anyway, we did this film, and all films prior to this, for some reason, I don't know who wrote the contract, but the producer owned the puppets. We had to give the puppets to him, no matter how much they cost. This is the first film that I know of that was made where I kept the puppets.